Hi, Becky.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Pretty good. Cool. Did we work on a comp list for you last week? I don't think so.
We,
Okay.
no, we didn't.
Okay. Do you feel like you have a good one? Do you want to work
I
on?
I would love to work on it.
Okay, cool. Okay. If you don't mind, we'll log into your. You want me to do it on my end, or want me to just walk you through it?
Um, Whichever is easier. I can send you my login details.
If you don't mind doing that.
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah, I'll just log in.
And you wanted my PriceLab details, right?
Correct.
Yeah. And then this is my property's address.
Can you send me your listing link as well?
Yeah.
Perfect. And which property are you going to work on?
The indie one, please.
Okay, cool. Looks like it's doing pretty good. You don't have an indie market dashboard set up. Do you mind if we set one up?
Yep, let's go for it.
Cool. It'll be that $10, but just do that once. No problem. Lisa's just listening. It's okay. Might be a quiet call today, so we'll just get a lot of one-on-one.
Works for me. Indy has, I mean, last year we had a pretty busy, obviously May because of Indy 500, and then the summer was busy, and so I'm really trying to optimize my prices for that time to really make up for obviously slow season and also just get the most out of that season. So I think the comps
Yeah,
will be
so
helpful.
yes, so I'll make sure to look at those future demands. Okay. Didn't mean that. Just wanted the address. Okay, so then for anybody watching this in the future for recording, setting up market dashboard, we're just putting in the address. We're gonna do a custom dashboard. And every market's gonna be a little bit different on the proximity that you want. For this one, we're gonna create our own. So we're gonna try mostly to get within these highways right here. I'm gonna redo that in this one.
We are a
Okay.
5-minute drive from Lucas Oil Stadium, which is a big attraction for a lot of travelers. I'm wondering if we should be closer to that.
Right here.
Hmm.
Yeah, I just noticed we could definitely do that. I just noticed there seems to be a big difference between the properties down here and some of the properties up here.
Yeah.
We can take a look and get right around it. I just don't want to go into downtown too far. We'll do that. Still 574 listings, good. That's gonna look different for everybody in every location. Um, I just put the address in. So that'll take a few minutes. So while we're waiting, we'll just go look at some of those future dates for the prices that you have right now. So far, it looks like things are going well, even out 4 months. You're just a little 9%. 10%, 11% over market. So that's perfect, right where you want to be. So let's go and look at
Yeah, they just picked up this week, which is great. It's been very slow up until now, so something worked.
that makes sense. Sometimes it's just that wave of people start coming in.
Yeah.
Okay, so when is Indy? What are some of these? This is something international.
Indy 500 is in May. I believe May 19th to 23rd.
Yeah. It's the main part of it, though, this weekend. I assume that's why the prices are higher.
Yeah.
And you already have that book. Did you get pretty good prices for it?
Yes, we did. I think that got booked 6 months out.
Okay, good. And then I'm not sure how Indy 500 works, but most events have like one specific day or 2 days that are like, the main events that everyone wants to go to. And then if you don't get the other days booked with it, it's kind of like people don't just come for just these random days a lot of the time.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
Monday or Friday and Saturday, but there's events leading up to it. But you're right. If they would want to book for that, they would book the whole thing.
Yeah. Yeah, they're probably not just coming from Monday through Thursday kind of thing.
Yeah.
Then it's kind of like, okay, how do we get these filled in because the weekdays are booked? Our weekends are booked on both sides. So let's go and look at what your prices are. Your property, right? Yep, it's from 2,300. It's a 4 bedroom. So we do entire house, 4 bedroom because we're plenty far out. Down here. Indy Speedway is like way up here, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, right here. I have a show over in this area, but I don't Airbnb it, unfortunately.
You should. People love that area, especially for this time of the year for May.
I know. Well, when I looked at it, that's kind of what it was. It was like there were some big events in the full-time big events that it just wasn't enough for like it's so hard to cash flow with small properties.
Yep. Yeah.
For me to just do long-term and forget about it. Okay. So for these weekdays, you have sitting at 2,300. We have a couple other bedrooms at 14, then it jumps up. We have 21. So far you're sitting the highest, even compared to some of the larger homes. And it starts getting pretty high up here, but this goes into like the second page. I always love looking at this with the mod tool. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of the 13 to 18 price range. Not so much. There's a couple of the 3,000. These properties are just kind of like
Yeah.
probably not very booked. Let's see. Yeah, so they have Friday night, Saturday booked. They don't have Sunday booked. So they just got a two-nighter on that. That's not optimized because you have 3 nights booked, right?
Yes, I believe so.
And they have the weekend before as well, so they can get this whole weekend plus this. If they came down in price. Okay. This loads compared to some other people too. Cool. Just turn it off so it doesn't charge you again. I just like when it shows me the full dashboard. I could pick from there.
For the days before Indy 500, should I just manually go in and decrease those prices?
I would on PriceLabs. That's what I'm going to look at to see how far we should bring them down.
Okay.
And then possibly doing like a length of stay discount as well. Because at that point, it's either going to be, I don't know, what I can see happening is like maybe locals getting, wanting to book somewhere within Indiana who want to just come, like they may be like an hour or two away, just want to come for the fun games during the week.
Yeah.
Um, or business people coming around, or if there's something else going on. Okay, so let's start looking at that comp list now, so we can make sure to compare to them as well. I'm going to create one. Filters, bedrooms, 4 bedroom, don't care about baths.
I do see a lot more three bedrooms in Indy as compared to four in in our area.
Yeah, I believe it. I would say in most markets, 3 bedrooms make up almost 30 or almost 40 to 50% of the homes in
Yeah.
like every market. I think when Airbnbs like 4 or 5 years ago, when I would say there was like 20 years where Airbnbs were mostly like 1, 2 bedrooms. And then all of a sudden there was like this big boom of like you have to have larger homes and
Because
everybody went to 3 bedrooms. And then it's like now it's
compared to a hotel, then it just becomes a lot cheaper to get an Airbnb for big groups. And so
yeah,
like that's why.
for sure. So 4 bedroom plus now is definitely I'm seeing in most markets ideal. Okay, 20 more reviews. Goodness. Active nights, at least 180 nights a year. I didn't see how many properties there were for that. 32. Okay, so we can't really go any to find any closer. So now we're gonna do it based on revenue. Based on some of the top revenue properties. Let's see where they're at. Okay, right above the highway, good. We'll have some on both sides just to be sure. Other side. Okay, this one does have a hot tub I mentioned last time. So
Yeah.
they decreased revenue by 10,000 or so. Other than that, super comparable. Let's see a hot tub in here.
Does chef kitchen mean something particular or is it just like a marketing term?
I think it's just a open kitchen. I'm not sure, to be honest.
Okay.
I don't know. Okay, just trying to see if there's at least one review per month in the last 12 months. We're missing like two. Okay, so we have January, December, November, October, September, August, July, June, April, March, February. Okay, January. So reliable comp. We'll keep this HGTV. I didn't check the reviews on this one. November, October, September. Okay. Well, property's right over here. Good proximity. Got September, August, July, May, April, March, January. So we'll keep this Linden. Very, very close by. This one has a hot tub. I didn't check the last one, did I? I don't think it had a hot tub.
Yeah, I think one of them did and the other didn't.
Yep. Cool. This one looks good. Perfect. Another one close by. A lot of good comps in your area. And advertising a hot tub. Modern, spacious. That. February, September, June, May, April. I'm seeing February, July, and August, and October. Okay. I don't love that. Try not to use this one. No, perfect. Good area. No hot tub.
This one fits 16 plus guests.
Mm. How many is yours?
10.
October, November, August, May. So we're missing October, September, June, July. Missing quite a few months in there. Let's try to find one more.
Generally, how many do you want in your comp set? How many properties?
Mm. When I'm researching to purchase a property or to like get a property initially, I'm trying to compare prices to like the top three. But if I'm trying to look for like a comp set now to compare pricing and to look at seasonality and lead time, those kind of things, anywhere from like 5 to 10.
Okay,
I like that.
good average.
Yeah. Unless it's very like obvious. Like in some markets, there's like clearly only three top performing properties in the whole market. Everyone's doing drastically different, then I take that into consideration. But in this area, it looks like there's a lot of people doing pretty decent.
Yeah.
This one looks pretty good as well. So we'll just do this one next. Oh,
I worry about comparing to the top performers because I know that our house is older and a little bit smaller, and a lot of these houses are quite spacious. So, like fundamentally, even though the design is okay, but we don't have a hot tub and the size is smaller, and I just worry if it's still a fair comparison. But I guess people don't know how big it is until they get there, and if it fits 10 people, then it's all the same.
yeah. If it's smaller, how much? Like,
I would say it's a 2,200 square feet property. It's just old. Like the finishing of the property is a little older. It's not as modern as a lot of these are.
okay. I would say for me, it looks newly updated, so it looks pretty good. Like visually, I wouldn't think that it was,
Okay, that's good.
yeah. That's also why I wanted a good like, let me see. When we look at comps, like I didn't want to get them all up here because I do think some of these might be a little bit newer.
Yeah,
These might be a little bit old. And we have a couple from up here, we have a couple from over here, and a couple from over here. But I do know like people you are very much competing with these people as well.
yeah.
I think that's totally okay. And then as for like guest count, I don't know what like mm, when I want to write something, if all three people or 3 to 5 people that I'm comparing to all have 16 guests, then that's something to consideration. But if
Yeah.
there's like 15, 8, 10, then I'm like, okay, not a big deal. Like clearly that is not a huge determining factor in this area, and
Mhm.
some it's so I'm not too concerned there.
Okay.
This will give us an idea of where you're keeping up compared to these people as well. Okay, let's keep that. My goodness. Oh my gosh, I didn't save any of those to Airbnb. Okay, I'm not logged into your Airbnb, so make sure to log in here, pull up all those links, and then save them to a wish list on Airbnb.
Okay, I will do that.
Okay, so now we're only looking at comps, the top six comps that we just found. I want to look at booking window here. This one. Okay, so right now most people are booking based on the last 30 days, booking 2 to 4 weeks in advance. But there's a huge jump here. You can tell, oh, not really. Okay. So most people here are booking 2 to 3 days. In here, mostly 2 days, 3 and 4 days, and some people are booking 6+ months. So anywhere from like 7 to 4 months out, people are booking, which makes very much sense. 1 to 3 months in advance, most people book on average. So in this
Yeah.
case, 7 to 4 months out, 2 to 3 days.
We do tend to get a lot last minute bookings too, pretty
Mm,
frequent.
yeah, that makes sense. Okay. So now that we have that comp set, let's go back to the beginning. We're gonna add it into your neighborhood data. Mm, have to have it on for that to work. Cool, we got a top six here. Okay, so obviously these are the top six, right? The top properties in the area. So we're expecting, how long has this property been live? You've been
Since
live a while now.
last May is when we went live.
Okay, so a little over half a year, or
Yeah.
almost a year at this point.
Yeah, 9 months.
So it's saying some of our weekends can come up a bit. Looks like across the board. So let's go compare some of those. Very last minutes. Yeah, like you said, very last minutes time of year, even up until June, and then really
Hmm.
picks up on lead time. Okay, obviously these ones you already added beforehand. Can only have 10 in there, so I added these additional four.
Okay.
You can look in these and just make sure they just meet the criteria that we were sitting at before with the, proximity, the review counts, and
Yeah.
then I would probably check the revenues, make sure they're not like bottom line revenue properties too.
Okay.
Or we can look at that here. Which ones were the ones? This one. I just can't tell which ones I just added, which ones I didn't. Hmm. Okay, let's go and look at those weekends. Yeah, we're doing good still compared to the markets. Can I log into your Airbnb?
Yeah, I'll send you the dates.
Be nice to be able to look at those comparables we just did.
It's actually the same login details. I'll send you the code if there is one.
Ooh, it just sent a code. No code yet?
No, not yet.
Okay, I got in.
Oh,
You like immediately wanted me to send a code after I entered the email, and then I had to do a different option to get the password. Okay, your property, create wish list. You already have a wish list. Good.
yeah, I had one before. We can remove that.
That's okay. We're just gonna create a 2026 one.
Okay.
So know the difference. We're gonna go add these properties in there. Okay, so 2026. So we have your property in here, hopefully. Yep, good. Okay, so these had a hot tub. Which ones? This one obviously has a hot tub. I know they say in the title, but just like to write it down. It's very clear. Okay, so let's look at some of those weekend dates here. These big ones, April 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. I like to go to a regular calendar and see why are prices expected to be that high? What's going on that weekend? April, okay, you already have this booked. Good. It's the final four or something. Don't know what that is, but it looks like you have a pretty good booking there. The price might have been able to be a little bit higher. So for next year, we'll keep that in mind. Let's see what other people's are. There's my wish list. There it is. So people, second to the sixth. No one's available anyways. So then
It's a
according
big event.
to, huh?
It's a big event, I guess.
Yep, yep. I do think you could have gotten a few more dollars out of it. So we'll just keep that in mind. Let's look at next year's 2027.
Yeah, and we got that booking from booking.com in August. This was a while ago.
Okay. So next year's considered good demand as well. What is that? I wish you would tell me for sure that event is happening next year as well. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure because I don't know what that event is. So let's look at what's this other date? 22nd, 23rd. No one's available. What is the final four? Is basketball? Basketball. Okay. So that's got to be a yearly event.
Yeah.
And the Indy 500. Maybe we can bring up our demand factor up a little bit. Let's see what that changes it to. Yeah, each of those weekends that brings it up quite a bit. Still can come up quite a bit more because it does say even out of those properties, the low end of those properties, there's those for the specific ones. So if we were on the lower end of that, it wouldn't surprise me if these are the top properties. So still between that almost like $700 and $900 range. where I'd rather see minimum. Where did I just, what date was that?
So just so I understand your process here, you are looking at the ranges of prices on these dates and then deciding whether we should raise or reduce our prices for those dates based on
Right.
our comp.
Because we see
Okay.
that for all these demands, this chart being based off of those top six properties, we can
Yeah.
see that on every week we're low, right? So yes, your occupancy is great, but we can tell now that we're probably losing money on those weekends that are already booked.
Yeah.
So now we're determined, okay, we missed it this year, where can we get it next year?
Yeah.
Like get way ahead of it. And even if we like if the black line ended up right at the bottom of it, that'd still be really good.
Hmm. Seems like there's an event in the start of May also.
That you're not booked for.
I don't think so.
This is the Indy 500 in May. There's graduation in May. Oh,
We're
Morgan
booked.
Wallen.
What date is
Morgan
that?
Wallen.
We're booked from May 8th to May 18th, back to back, but not that first weekend yet. I can check when.
You said that you are booked the 8th though?
Hmm.
Okay, it looks like this event is on the 8th.
Okay. Seeing a lot of events in August, I'm wondering if I should raise my prices for then because we're not booked at all for August right now.
Oh, okay, so for most of August, I'm looking at this top chart as well as the lower chart. The lower one is saying from pretty much the 9th on, none of the properties are booked yet. It looks
Hmm.
like not even not even for this NCAAF, I don't know, football game. A little bit of occupancy the 24th. But for the most part, nobody's booked. Looks like only like for the DSC World Championship. Championship. It's the 30th. Looks like the main event. Looks like people could be staying. Oh, these are different events. Okay. So maybe like the first week of August we can look at. Okay, so let's see how this demand factor changes things and then go from there. So you're already on that. Whoops. Recommended. The current price is 437. That 524. So at 524, that's still that puts us in the 25th, 50th percentile. Push it a little bit more. We're getting much closer. I'm just trying to figure out how far are we going to push it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see what it makes if we do recommended. Let's change it. So I don't want to push it too far, too fast, and then you just don't get booked at all. This
Yeah.
brings it up to 600. Okay, let's try this. More recommended demand factor. That you're established and you're good with your occupancy and everything. Okay, so that puts you in the 50th to 75th percentile for that one weekend in April so far, which is pretty far out, so we can be a little bit more aggressive. That's fine. For these other weekends, we're considering next year, right? Because you're already booked for these. Pretty much all these high demand except for some of them. Okay, this one you're not yet. It's
Yeah, not
got
too much,
about
no booking in June right now. Or there's one
okay.
booking.
So considering you were lower and now you're a bit more competitive in pricing, it's just we're waiting for people to come in at this point. Because if it would have
Yeah.
been a low price, they would have already booked it. So it's just a wave of people to come in, but you're a lot more aggressive on your pricing now. Good. So for this one, it's not quite hitting the mark on what day needs to be the highest rate. Let's put you at a really high rate for this one particular day for some reason. And sometimes that happens, so I would keep an eye on that as next year comes around. Or I might even do that now, like go to May 24th and bring the price down to more of that like, let's see, maybe like 800 range. But next year's gonna be different because whatever event it's gonna be off, more than likely off a year. It's not gonna be the same, it might not be the same exact day.
Yeah.
Right now we're
We
looking at 2026.
we aren't booked for Memorial Day weekend, so I'm wondering if we should change any price there.
You are or not?
No, we're not.
Says the 22nd, 23rd, and 24th.
No, it's the weekend after. 30th, 31st.
Mm. I think the event that people are actually like Memorial's on the 25th. So people are coming the weekend, like they're 3-day weekends beforehand. Saturday, Sunday, Monday,
Mm,
23rd, 24th, and 25th. Yeah, which you're booked for.
okay, yeah, you're right.
Something June 11th and 12th. People are getting some good occupancy. Your prices now are much more competitive. So your upcoming events you don't have booked yet all look good on pricing.
So given that we're seeing that none of the properties are occupied for August right now, and our booking window is ranges between 1 month to 1 week, when would be the right time to start looking at August prices? Just so I understand the strategy.
Yeah, I would keep an eye on, well, they are okay, they are open. Nobody's booked yet. If we go into August for like later in the month, let's say. Here, everyone's still available. It should be the same here. Yeah, most properties are still available. There's like little to no occupancy the second, third, and fourth week of the month. It's just strictly that first week for whatever this event is.
Yeah. Gen Con, I think.
Yeah. So we can also we can look at that too. We can look at specific days. Come on. So I'd keep an eye on here for the rest of the month, second, third, fourth week of the month. We start to see occupancy raise to like 15, 20%. I would just keep watching your prices there, making sure you're pretty competitive. When you start seeing like 40, 50, 60%, you're like, okay, they're passing me. Like I need
Yeah.
to get booked here. Maybe I'd be a little bit more aggressive on the price there. But most of the time I could see if we're good, if we're well priced, that you're going to see a booking when everybody else is around, I don't know, 20 to 30% of the other properties are booking. That's typically when I see most of us get booked.
Got it. And then this is
Mm.
more far out. So when we talk about the next couple months, like February, March, what is the right way to think about that, given that we also do get last minute bookings?
What do you mean the right way to think about it?
So, if I were to compare it against other properties that are already booked out, would I then try to reduce my prices going close as the dates get closer, or keep them higher, knowing that I will get some bookings last minute?
If you have already, if you were to go into March and let's say you had no bookings, but all of these like top six competitors were already booked, that
Yeah.
tells me that your price is too high. So
Okay.
that you, that's me a sign that you just bring your price down. And because if you were to hold that price, you're probably still even going to be too high last minute.
Yeah.
Then you're looking at bottom line prices. So,
Okay.
okay, so we go to length of stay, 6. So like the order I kind of go in when I'm looking to compare, I like to use different references, right? But first, like I go in at least quarterly and look at all my events for like the next 6 months to a year. And I
Okay.
focus on and I make sure that I'm competitive. And then I'm like, okay, things look pretty good right now. So then I start to look at just PriceLabs like on a more regular basis, like every 3 days, once a week. Load, load, load. I monitor this on a more regular basis to make sure I'm not falling behind somewhere because this will tell me first. So I look at demand every quarter, and then I look at market occupancy on a regular basis. I do take into consideration and look at this if I've had cancellations. Like if I've just had a cancellation and all of a sudden my 60 day is low, I take that into consideration. That's just a part of it.
Yeah.
So then another thing I check is lead time. And so when I'm looking in, where do I keep that? I look a lot. I look at this part in AirDNA for the most part, but you can do the same thing on here. On AirDNA, when it says, um, what does it say? It says historically in March, 7% of your bookings happened 90 plus days in advance. And, 13% happened 60 to 90 days in advance. If
Mhm.
I'm 60 in advance and I'm way behind already on like the 60 to 90 plus, I'm like, okay, I've already missed, 20% of my bookings. I need to start bringing my price down. I'm missing something here.
Okay.
So I check that as well. That one I check. mm, I check that pretty often as well. Every time I feel like I forget. If I don't know what my lead time is coming up for the next few months, the next like 3 to 6 months, I check it. So probably every couple weeks at least keeps me up. And then I also can check here because I know most people don't have AirDNA. And I just want to see what people are doing based on the last 30 days. This is kind of already a little bit too late because it is based on the last 30 days, but it helps me in the future too. It just helps me when I'm like worried in like a slow period. I'm like, man, I haven't had a booking in like 1 week, 2 weeks. Like, what are people doing right now? It's like I can come in here and I can say, okay, well, I know people are booking, but they're probably not even booking till a month out, or maybe it's 2 to 3 months out, three to 4 months out.
Mhm.
And then for each of those, what are the days they're booking? If you look 3 to 4 months out and most people are booking 1 to 2 nights, you're like, okay, I know that they're not even seeing my property because I have a 3 night minimum. And that doesn't mean
Yeah.
like that doesn't mean to reduce your minimum. That just means that wave of people who are booking 3, 4 nights haven't come in yet because they're a bit more particular. So we just need to hold out.
Okay.
If you were to see that there's like, you know, a ton of 3 to 4 night bookings, like let's say there's like 5 or 6 and very minimal 1 to 2, like, okay, people are starting to book. And again, I'm following behind here.
Yeah. So taking the example of next of March, it said we have a
Yep.
22 day booking window, which means that we still haven't passed that for let's say mid to end March yet.
Yep.
Um, and then when we're looking at this, how many days have been booked? What exactly should I look for here?
Mm. So we're looking at March. We're in February, beginning of February. So we're in theory 60 days out. So 1 to 2 months out. I'm really just looking at this point of like who has booked. For
Okay.
this specific staff, it doesn't really help me identify like what is the how many days should I have booked for March yet?
Yeah.
What is out of those days, what are people most likely to book based on right now? That's why I
Got
don't
it.
like this one for lead time because it really just tells me more so of like what to expect as of right now and the amount of days people are going to book.
Yeah.
Airbnb
Yeah.
makes it the best option, and I can pull that up too. Before we go
Yeah.
there,
The sequence of the pricing strategy confuses me. But obviously helpful.
I'll kind of like getting your own flow in it. This is just kind of my flow of like,
Yeah.
yeah. Mm. Okay, we were looking at what day was it? August 8th.
Yes. August 8th is open.
What was that event? There was like a DC something. It must be
Uh,
August 2nd.
Gen Cons. There is a big event July 30th to August 2nd.
Okay, it looks like 3 of the people are booked and they have, but only 2 of them are booked for August 5th. I'm thinking it's the whole thing. Like people either they booked a longer stay, which is leading all the way out to August 2nd. I'm pretty sure it's one big event. So we have the end of July booked. I don't have that table up anymore. Do you have a booking at the end of July right now?
Yeah.
Okay, so you already have that booked. Okay, let me pull up Airbnb real quick. On Airbnb, it's not based on our the top six comps here. It's just anything 3 to 5 bedroom. But this is kind of what I meant. How far in advance are people booking? As
Mhm.
for March of this year, we're at this point 60 days in advance. So we've already had, I'm not quick on math, top of my head. So we have the 8%, 8%, 19%. Whoa. So about 35% occupancy. 35% of your occupancy has already been booked. Okay, so what is expected occupancy for March? March is about 50% and 35% of that. So about, well, there's 30 days and 50% of that. And then 35% of that. So about 5 to 6 days you could
Okay, so
have.
that's exactly right. That's exactly right. We have 7 days booked.
Yep. So your lead time is fantastic. Like that's looking really good. Now we just need to push the prices more,
Okay.
right? If it were to be the opposite and you had, well, I mean, same thing. If you had 15 days booked, then we knew your prices across the board were low. But
Yeah.
considering it's just those specific days, we just know those days are a bit low. So it's those demand days that are running low. So I'd focus on all of your high demand for the next year, which we just kind of did. They all look a lot better now.
Yeah.
Okay. So I know I made that confusing. I don't write down the processes I have in my own head.
Yeah.
Right. So when I'm first, where'd I go? Okay. So every let's say 2 to 3 days, I just look at the pricing dashboard. That's how I keep up in the short term. Like how are things looking? How am I compared to the market? Okay. That's just to keep up. And then every few weeks to a month, I come in here to market to AirDNA. I look at how far in advance are people booking, as well as PriceLabs length of stay and when people are booking. Because that kind of gives me an idea of like, okay, by March, I should have about 6 days as of right now. And then I
Yeah.
can look at PriceLabs and be like, okay, great. Based on the last 30 days, this is when people are booking and for how long. And then
So now that
every
we know that we are on track for March and that we have 6 days, 6 nights booked, would the next step then be to either leave prices as is for the next week or so and revisit, or would it be to check against other properties and see if our prices are matching that?
I would go ahead because we only really looked at like high demand
Yeah.
events. So I
Yeah.
would definitely go and look at your weekdays across the board as well. I think those looked a lot better because on the neighborhood data, the weekdays looked fine. It was the weekends that were low.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's
Okay.
still good compared to. Okay. I know that was a lot of information, but they'll post this. And
I I have no words. That was super, super helpful. A little overwhelming, but super helpful. So I really, really appreciate it. Do you keep your dashboard subscription or like every quarter when you're doing these checks, do you just pull up then?
I just turn it back on when I need it.
Got it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well,
Thank you so much. This was really, really helpful. Yeah.
first, I'll talk to you later.
See you next week. Bye.